Hello, Pederscopers. Welcome to the Pederscope. I am Steve Pederson, your host, and we're talking about keys to being the difference. Today is episode 44, and my wife is going to get a kick out of this title. The title is Be Flexible. That's right. Now, we're not talking about a yoga class here. We're not talking about physical flexibility, although there's a lot we can learn from that, but we're just talking about being flexible in our schedules and what's going on around us. This has been an interesting morning. Things have not really happened like they would normally happen. We've had some opportunities around our house this morning to be flexible with one another. I see it in my daughters all the time. Their degree of flexibility with one another is proportional, or is it inversely proportional to their happiness? If there's a lack of flexibility, there is a high degree of anxiety and craziness. But we are creatures of habit, are we not? We definitely like our ducks in a row. We like to have things kind of go the normal way. We don't like too much change. We don't like things to upset our schedule too much. We're definitely creatures of habit, but what's so interesting about that, I find, is that we are evolutionary creatures. I mean, the whole thing is that we've evolved, and we continue to evolve. So if you're not flexible, you can't evolve, which is very interesting. Why is it that it is so difficult sometimes to be flexible? Well, I think one of the things is, like I mentioned, we're creatures of habit, and when things are not kind of going according to routine, then we kind of freak out a little bit and we get a little disjunct, a little disjointed, or get a little irritated perhaps. I think that's one reason, but I think another reason is that we simply do not like to give up control. Yeah, that's a tough one. We like to be in control. We like things to go our way, and when somebody else comes along and we have to make accommodations for somebody else's schedules or somebody else's screw-ups, perhaps, that gets a little bit challenging. But what is more important, really? Is it progress for everyone or getting your own way? Recently, I watched an episode of Blue Bloods, and there was the commissioner, Reagan, and he was dealing with somebody aptly played by Whoopi Goldberg. It was kind of funny. It's funny to see her in a serious role, but anyhow, there they were, and there were two, powerful forces, and each had their own agenda, kind of going at each other, butting heads, and eventually, the chief commissioner, Commissioner Reagan, he made a great point, and that is sometimes there's got to be compromise. And this is true in television shows, it's true in politics, it's true in our lives. We need compromise. We need to be flexible. We don't need to be, but when we take advantage of that opportunity, it sure pays off. We have these forces that battle within us and say, no, I want things my way, but definitely flexibility wins out in the end. What do you think when you see someone who's being, unwilling to be flexible and to compromise? You're not really drawn to that kind of a person, are you? So how is this the key? How is this a key to being the difference? Well, people appreciate it. People appreciate and open up to you when you are willing to be flexible and to compromise. It's a great way to make friends, to make allies, and much, much more progress for good can be made for all of us when we are flexible and make compromises. So here's an action that you can take today to help you along this path. Of course, I love affirmations, and one thing that you can do super simple is just to write down, even if it's just one time write down, I am flexible. You can write that as many times as you want, but when you do that, what it does is it kind of creates this awareness, and as you go throughout your day, then you're going to be much more aware, much more conscious of the opportunities that come up for you to be flexible, for you to compromise, and then you have an option. Okay, am I going to take advantage of this opportunity, or am I going to be stuck in my ways? Choice is yours, but I'll tell you from experience, both being flexible and not being flexible, it's great to be flexible, and sometimes, most of the time, it's really not very helpful when you're not. All right, well, thanks, guys, for joining me here on the Pederscope. We're here every weekday morning at 8:35 a.m. with Keys to Being the Difference. This has been episode 44. Be flexible. For previous episodes of the Pederscope, check out my website, stevepederson.com. Let's connect, let's party, let's be fabulous, let's have a great day, go out there and be fabulous, be flexible, right on. Hey, I couldn't do this if I wasn't flexible.